Just imagine you wake up next week during Nintendo's big E3 Direct and see the biggest, best Animal Crossing New Horizons update that's ever happened. What would that look like? What would it sound like? What would be added? Well, I'm gonna make your dreams a reality, sweetie, because what's better than negativity? Too much positivity. Woo! I just got my wisdom teeth pulled out, so if I sound weird like a cranky villager after you tell them about flying cars, don't leave any hate comments. Please, I need the positivity. I have 10 new features that I'm dying to see in Animal Crossing. Seeing any of them added would make me and the community so happy. So let's waste no time and get straight into the perfect, best possible Animal Crossing update. Number 1, Brewster. I don't need to talk about this for more than 10 seconds. Let's start the timer. Brewster is by far the community's most wanted Animal Crossing villager to return. He has a coffee shop that will sell faster than chicken nuggets at McDonald's. We need him. I know that, you know it, it's about time. Number 2, if you know me, you gotta know I waste about half my day scrolling through TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, heck, sometimes when I'm really going off the rails, I even go through Facebook. Anything to distract me from my daily responsibilities is something I'll take. Well, with that said, what if that was added to Animal Crossing? Let's waste some time there too, alright? This might be the wackiest feature on this list, but you gotta hear me out. On our Animal Crossing Nook phones, we have a bunch of different apps, ranging from the shopping cart, the DIY catalogs, a map viewer, the camera, and so on. We see our Animal Crossing villagers pull out their phones 24/7, checking their phones and taking selfies, but we never see any of their photos, or heck, we never see what they're doing at all on their phones, period. We have all these different apps, but we are lacking the most popular apps of all time, social media apps in Animal Crossing. What if social media was brought to our Animal Crossing island to use with our villagers? Just imagine daily posts from your villagers, like Zucker and Marshall, updating you about what they did throughout the day. Imagine Judy, alright, posting daily tweets about how she loved the most recent book she has read, or how Eric just ate a roach off his desk. Or finally see the amazing selfie that Apple just took and posted online. It would be a super fun way to get to know your villagers more and show off their personalities. They have these cell phones, they use them, they take selfies, so why can't we see them, alright? Why can't we see them? Reveal the pics, reveal the selfies. Add a social media app on the Nook phone for our villagers to post photos, daily updates, and even ask random questions like, does anyone have a toothbrush? Or I'm sick, can someone bring me medicine? I'll be right there, alright? I will be Nurse Joy and I will be right there in a second. Imagine them fighting on social media like it's Facebook too. Like they fight in real life all the time. Just imagine when there's a phone separating the two of them. I know that Pom Pom and Apple would be getting into feuds every single day if they had social media. So let's see it. You can't tell me this isn't a good idea. It's chaotic, but it's a good one. Number 3, Katrina. I want the full shop and everything. Katrina is my most missed NPC in Animal Crossing, and I need her entire tent and store ASAP. If you don't know what Katrina does, she is a fortune teller who tells you your fortune of the day. Will you smell like fish tacos? Is Raymond gonna call you out on your bad sense of fashion? Well, Katrina will tell you everything you need to know in advance so you can be prepared for that stuff. Okay, maybe she won't be that specific, but in previous games, she actually did make quite an impact. She just didn't tell fortune, she did way more. When you pay Katrina to give you a fortune reading, she'll give you a different type of luck of the day. Every day you get a different type of luck. The 5 different types of lucks are friendship luck, love luck, item luck, physical luck, and money luck. You get an item attached with the luck she gives you, and you'll actually receive that luck bonus for the rest of the day, and it'll change the way you play the game for the rest of the night. If you get the money luck, for example, you have a higher chance of finding a lot of expensive bells when you shake trees and stuff. If you have the friendship luck, and it's a bad luck for the day, your villagers will start treating you like chopped olives, and you'll have so many fights with your villagers. It adds a lot of variety in the day, and it's a shop you can go to every single day without getting bored of it for no reason. Plus, she looks awesome. She's a panther, which is one of the coolest animals in all of history, and who doesn't love a good fortune teller? I do. Let's go. Number 4, I'll be Number 4, I'll be bluntly honest with you. I have not sent a single piece of mail this entire time that I've played 1,200 hours of Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm terrible at sending mail. Going to the Dodo Airlines is not nearly as fun or pleasing as visiting the birds that sent mail in previous Animal Crossing games. I know it's not needed, but I want it, alright? I want it back. Pelly works during the day, Phyllis at the night, and they're so adorable. And then Pete, oh good old Pete, you can see him all day walking around delivering mail to players and animals. That would give the island so much more life. If you can't tell, I just miss having a bunch of NPCs walking around doing daily jobs. It makes the game feel so much more lived in and like a real hustling and bustling, grooving city. I miss that vibe from previous games. Number 5, I think I can speak for most people when I say that the more and more we play Animal Crossing, the less time we want to spend clicking the same buttons over and over again for easy to fix problems like doing simple things like crafting and buying items. A big quality of life update is needed where you can save a bunch of time doing daily deeds so you don't have to do all these boring things and get straight into what you want to do. Here are some examples. A crafting app. We have an app for banking, QR patterns, terraforming. Why not for crafting? I kind of get a little annoyed having to run to the crafting desk. Maybe if you have to even pay 100 bells or 200 bells every time you use the app, it would still be worth it for me. Speaking of which, I would love to craft multiple things at once. If I have enough materials to craft 50 fences right now, why can't I just craft all 50 right now like you can in Minecraft or other simulation games, rather than going 10 by 10 by 10? I would also love having a new row of storage, even if I had to pay 100,000 bells to gain it. There's just too many items to carry, and I would just love and need more mobile storage. Also, the patterns. When you use the pattern app on your phone, there's only like 30 or 50 patterns maybe, somewhere around there. I constantly have to delete patterns, which is so annoying because the more patterns I have to use and constantly have to use, the more diverse and interesting my island looks. I would love it if they doubled it to around 100 patterns you can have on your phone at once. Number 6, these buildings are a little bare looking compared to previous Animal Crossing games. And I'm not talking about the cute mammal bears, I'm talking about when trees are bare in the winter time. I spent too many bells at Nook's Cranny. I think it's time Timmy and Tommy use my money and reinvest it and consider an upgrade like they did in New Leaf to Nook's Cranny. And turn their little tiny shop into a massive shopping mall, baby. We can all agree it's time for more items to come back to Animal Crossing. If and when the mall comes to the game, we could see the return of many missing items that everyone wants in the game. Different furniture, Nintendo-themed items, and so on. I see so many people online, complaining that they have the same items they see every single day. Well, I think a new mall would be a perfect excuse to add more items. This mall can have a bunch of different features like customizations for housing projects and changing islanders' roofs, and other little fun customizations, which will make it a lot more interesting for you to go to this mall and make it useful. Then, look over there, number 7, the Able Sisters shop. It's an alright shop right now. It does the trick, but it's time for an upgrade. What if it got a second level and becomes something like an Ulta or a Sephora where you can buy a bunch of different makeup products, eyeshadows, eyeliners, and they can even do your hair like it's a hair salon. Make it a full beauty empire where you can shop for clothes, get your makeup done, and switch up your hair in one building. With this upgrade, Animal Crossing can also add all of these new things like makeup options and more hair customizations to make it worthwhile, and they can lock it in the Able Sisters shop so you can have an excuse to go into this new upgraded shop. Who would run the shop? Well, we could get a brand new character, or we could see the return of Gracie, the super fashionable and amazing famous designer from previous Animal Crossing games. My mouth is bleeding a little bit, but I gotta keep on pushing through. My wisdom teeth are hurting, folks. But yeah, have a full beauty and fashion empire for the Able Sisters and make it the biggest and best shop you can possibly have. Number 8. The final store that I would like to upgrade on my Island World Tour of upgrades would be the campsite. I know you're wondering, how could the campsite possibly be upgraded, Nico? Well, leave it to me, because I thought of something that's so genius. This is such a genius idea. Y'all might have to call me the Albert Einstein of Animal Crossing after this video goes up, because wow, the genius is too much. Just kidding, just a little bit. Hear me out. After 50 villagers come to your campsite, Tom Nook sees this as a massive profit for the island that could get him even more money. So he will approach you about the possibility of upgrading your campsite into ... a hotel. One of the biggest complaints I hear about the game online is people wanting to control who lives on their island and who enters their island. So this hotel will partially fix that issue. I love Animal Crossing. New Horizons is an amazing game, but you can't deny there are some things we really want to upgrade and get better. So you open this new hotel, right? You can now talk to the new hotel owner. Now let me tell you about who this hotel owner is. I made a full profile about him. We will make him a porcupine, a middle-aged, politically moderate, independent dude who likes to wear Hawaiian-themed shirts and aspires to be as rich as Tom Nook one day, but doesn't have the grit or skill that Tom Nook has. Okay, now that you got the picture in your head, you can talk to the hotel owner and request what type of villager you want to come visit your island. So that way you have more control over who comes to your island. Your options are based on the personality you want to move in. So you talk to this porcupine dude and you say, I want a peppy villager to come to this hotel. So just tell him you want an aspiring pop star, and the visiting villagers in the hotel the next day will be all peppy villagers. And I say villagers plural because instead of having one visitor in your campsite randomly, you'll have 4 random villagers of the personality you chose. And also different this time with the hotel compared to the camping site is these villagers actually will be able to walk around your island and interact with you and your villagers just like if they're actually visiting a hotel on an island. So they can get a taste of your island and what it's all about, and you can do the same for them. I might be getting a little too carried away with this idea. Maybe I'll make a full video making this into an actual concept and attempt to make it on my island to show you a rough model. If that's something you're interested in, make sure to comment down below and subscribe so I can gauge your interest. But doesn't that sound sweet? And after 3 days of them living in your hotel and chilling on your island, you can of course invite them to your island, and you can have way more control over who visits your island while still making it a fun experience and a little bit of a mystery. Number 9. Bring back the dang fortune cookies. If New Horizons is your first Animal Crossing game, you're probably like, Nico, what in the world? Fortune cookies, really? That's your big new dream update? Hear me out. Alright, hear me out. In previous Animal Crossing games, Timmy and Tommy could sell you up to 2 fortune cookies a day with a special number attached. You turn in that piece of paper with the number on it, and in return, they would give you a special Nintendo-themed item, like a Metroid, lava bubbles from Super Mario, or even a hat that makes you look like a Toad. I want to look like Toad, please. But in all seriousness, we are all really lacking a bunch of Nintendo-themed items in this game. It's getting a little scary. We got the Mario update, which is really cute and all, but we are missing 90% of the other Nintendo games and items. And if you add the fortune cookies to the previous small upgrade I just had, then we're really in business, aren't we? I just can't wait for more Nintendo items in the game. Number 10, I'm going to end my dream Animal Crossing update with something that might sound boring to you at first, but hear me out. I want a complete map upgrade. I know. How much can you really add to a map? Well, actually, a lot. I would love to have a live tracker on the app that tells me exactly where each and every one of my villagers are on my island at all times of the day. Is Apple hanging out at Pom Pom's house? Is Eric fishing right now? Is Marshall sleeping underneath a coconut tree? I hope he saves himself. I hope he's safe. I heard a fallen coconut could really hurt ya. I love being able to see where my villagers are and hang out with them, but sometimes I can't find those little boogers anywhere. There is the argument you could have that's fun for you to be surprised where your villagers are and while you look for your villagers at different locations. So my answer to that is you can only see where the villagers are on your map after having a full conversation with them that day. So after we find Apple running around like a 9-tailed fox by an apple tree and talk to her about how she's gonna give Britney Spears a run for her money as a pop princess, you can then see where she is on the map for the rest of the day. Where is she walking? Where is she going to? Whose house is she in? You can see that all on the map. Also, if you have friends over, you can track where they are too. Nothing gives me more paranoia than losing strangers on my island and worrying if they're going to steal my not-so-secret fortune of bells I left on the beach when I was too lazy to put it in the bank. What if they steal all the money I hid? Not so well. Well, I can now see them on the map. Of course, this interferes with games like hide-and-go-seek people love to play, but you can always have the option to just turn off sharing your location with friends at any time. I can't believe I got this video out. At this point, I'm happy to be alive, folks. This wisdom tooth is really hurt. But I'm going to be pumping out a bunch new videos soon once I feel completely better. So make sure to subscribe and ring the bell for more daily Animal Crossing videos. And comment down below what features you want the most in your dream Animal Crossing update. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. We will see a...